Hey guys, it's Eric Connor from Nerdy Geek Talk, source for all your nerdy, geeky needs, here with episode 7, I think. Yes, 7 of Mandalore Mandate. That's right, we're back, and it's all three of us. Yay! Luke, how are
We're
you?
finally mandated. We're good. It's
And if you
I
listen to
didn't I
last week's episode, you already know what this one's about.
I'm gonna level with you. I didn't know we were doing both of them until like 2 hours ago. And then Eric yelled at me to watch the episodes for Holocron Herald.
How is just telling you what episodes to watch yelling at you? I
I
literally
just
just
assume
said,
you're always
make sure you
angry
watch it.
because every time I don't know, I just assume you're angry at me.
People actually assume I'm angry a lot, and when I'm really not that angry a lot, and it's a little
You're just
weird.
very direct sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that I am very
It's a
direct, but like,
secret,
I'm not
Eric. It's a
angry.
secret, Eric.
People think I'm angry a lot more than
You're
I
like a
am.
Klingon. You're like a Klingon.
Sorry, I don't like Star Trek, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a secret.
Well,
It's a secret.
you're stupid.
All right, but anyways,
Meant the piece.
oh, John, how are you?
Oh,
Oh, I'm wonderful.
Oh, that's good. You
yeah,
are.
you are.
You're excited for that Spider-Man game to launch in just a few hours.
In 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 43 seconds.
Oh, I'm glad we got that
You
update
do
in there.
realize that just you saying that like that makes it seem like you have no life. I'm just putting that out there. If you're excited for this game, it doesn't mean you have no
Okay,
life.
I'm sorry
But just the
that this is
way-
the only day this week it's not working.
Just the way you acted was a little bit. But anyways, this episode we are going to be discussing our thoughts on the upcoming show, Resistance, both on how we think the trailer looks, which isn't honestly that much to go off of, and then what we think / want will happen. So first
There's
off,
a resistance. I know that.
oh, yep, we're done. But anyways, so let's go off of the trailer. What do we know? There's a main character. What's his name? I
Whoa.
don't know. There's also Poe Dameron and Captain Phasma, who, fun fact, are actually voiced by their live-action counterparts. So Poe
That's Captain
is.
Phasma?
No, I don't think that's Captain Phasma in the trailer, but Captain Phasma is in the show. Like, that's confirmed.
Oh, okay. I thought, yeah,
Looks like
that makes
Racer in Star Wars.
But anyways, Poe Dameron is played by Oscar Isaac, like voiced by his actual actor, which is weird because it's not usually how it goes in Star Wars. And then Gwendolyn Christie is going to be voicing Phasma, so I think that's cool. The main
Yeah,
character,
she can have more
The
than
fact that
a
they
line.
have them as voice actors makes me somewhat optimistic about this, though.
it's very weird. I'm glad, but that's a very strange thing
well-
that like never happens.
I feel like with Captain Phasma, like the actresses, they're like, please let me talk, please.
Let's see what's.
I've
Do you know
been
what the
waiting.
animation style reminds me of, though?
The Hot Wheels show.
Do you guys
Uh,
like or hate
yes.
the animation?
Yes,
'Cause
it
seems
does,
like everyone does.
It doesn't look terrible. It's just gonna get a little bit of used to. What it reminds me of is the Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild game.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right.
It reminds me of the last Transformers show, not the current one. Although it also is kind of similar to the current one, but not as much as the last one, which is
What was
Transformers.
the last Transformers?
Robots in Disguise. Which, in all fairness,
Yeah.
I think it works a little bit better for that because when it's mainly robots and only a little bit of humans, that's a little different versus when it's just mainly humans and aliens, humanoids. Like, that's a little different, but
Humans.
it doesn't look bad, so it's interesting. Everyone who's like, "Oh, it looks so bad," it's like, well, it wasn't supposed to look like the other animated shows you've got, you idiots. So I'm just saying to everyone who's like.
Whoa.
To everyone who's
Well,
been
you
like,
should-
it's
don't call
garbage.
them
Like, if
idiots.
you don't like the style, that is fine. But
I
who-
can't swear. You're not allowed to insult fans.
That's not the same thing at all. But if you think that they just didn't have the money for it, I'm sorry. That's not you're not smart. Like, that's not how it works. They have the money for it.
Do
Clearly,
you guys have?
they have the money for it. They're doing the Clone Wars right now. Again. So, like, they have the
Yeah.
money to do the animation that way. They want to do a different style, and they said that before it came out. So, like, if you don't like the style, that's totally different, and I totally understand that. That's fine. But if you are, like, complaining, like, oh, why didn't they put enough money into it? It's not the money, it's the style. Like, anyways.
Do you guys have the trailer pulled up?
No.
I was just watching.
Pull up the trailer. Pull up the first look trailer. Go to the 90. Go to the 39-second mark. Doesn't that look like a stripped down R2D2 astromech droid?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
It does.
Yeah, I'm going through the different shots right now.
How far before The Force Awakens does it take place? Just a little bit, in all honesty. I want to say it's like...
Uh,
Is it like... How far before The Force Awakens?
How about in dishonesty, it takes place 15 years beforehand?
Oh, it definitely doesn't. It's like 6 months beforehand, I bet. I don't know.
I'd
But
like
either way...
to throw it out there. I'd like to throw out there that one of my recommended videos is Beyblade still exist? ?
What are my recommendations?
But like, in all honesty, I'll just admit... like,
Bionic?
there wasn't a ton from the trailer that excited me. Like, we don't have to talk about we don't have to break it down shot by shot, but we'll just talk about like the things you liked or like disliked. Like overall, literally the only thing is like, is that Stormtrooper gold, or is that just the lighting in the scene? I hope there's a golden Stormtrooper because that would be cool.
Which one? Where?
There's
Like,
only like one.
It's
shot
like
of
halfway
Stormtrooper.
through the trailer. Yeah.
It's like the
And they're
main shot
they're
of
like
Stormtrooper.
they're like leaning backwards too. It's kind of weird.
But it wouldn't. There is precedent set for it because Captain Phasma is not the only one to have different colored armor. There is a Stormtrooper who existed in the
John.
First Order that was called Cardinal that had regular Stormtrooper armor but totally red and had a cape like Captain Phasma. And in all honesty, I think Cardinal is way cooler than Captain Phasma.
Hey John.
Hey, what?
Aaron only has 60 seconds left before Spider-Man's downloaded.
Who?
Aaron.
Did he like pre-order it for something early or what?
I don't know. It's I'm just looking on Snapchat.
Either way, I don't care.
Oh.
I don't know. Mine's been downloaded for the past couple of days.
Oh yeah, maybe it's just talking about his download, not the actual date that you can play it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, the Star Wars show.
I just gotta say though, the one weird thing on my suggested videos is Bionicle was weird by Billiam.
I had that. See, the Beyblade thing was by Billiam, so like we
That's
should
so
collab
weird.
with them.
Anyways,
somebody-
back
Eric,
on
keep them out and
topic.
get a response.
Shut up.
Eric,
Back on topic.
Keep them get a response for us.
I'm gonna kick you from the call if you don't shut up. But anyways, one main complaint I've seen from this is that everyone's saying they're literally just doing Ezra again.
I don't think that.
I don't think there's no time portals.
Even if they do someone that is similar to Ezra, I liked Ezra, so like I'd be okay with it. But at the same time, how do you know that from a 30-second trailer where like he barely does anything or talks, or you find out anything about him?
Excuse me. The first look trailer is a minute long, not 30 seconds.
But like you don't get that much of him. It's literally it's just like look at this
That's
thing,
true.
look at this thing, look at this thing, look at this thing.
You don't get anything from this trailer
I
other
know,
than,
which is
hey, here's the people that's in it.
It's
It's
a
in
teaser trailer,
space.
so that's literally what a teaser trailer is supposed to do. But everyone's been complaining about this main character. I'm like, we know. What do you mean you don't like him? Like you know nothing about him.
He got that look in his eyes. I don't like it.
It's
I
weird.
don't feel confident with the fact that crap. I'm going brain dead. I'm a terrible Star Wars fan.
Yep.
What are you
And he
talking
wants
his
about?
name? Dave Filoni.
You wings
Dave
have
Filoni.
wings.
Wait, you don't feel confident about what?
Dave Filoni isn't as involved with this one, from what I understand.
I'm pretty sure he's still involved.
Listen. Don't insult my god.
He's still involved, but he's not as involved as he was with the other ones because of Clone Wars, because he's being more involved with Clone Wars.
But that's
From
only
what I
one
understand.
season. Presumably, this will go on for more than one season. So, in all honesty,
Yeah,
out
but
of all the seasons, that is the one I'm okay with him being on board with, but less on board with, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's
Maybe.
the one where it's okay. Because, in all honesty, you have to just get through the first seasons of most shows. That's how it works. It lays the groundwork so it can be really good later. Doesn't mean it has to be bad, but it's never like no one's
Unless
ever like,
the
oh, that
first
first
episode
season
is
was the
really
greatest thing ever. Like no, but yeah, I will admit I am a bit worried with the fact that Dave is also focused on the Clone Wars, but in all fairness, he doesn't have to focus a whole lot of attention on the Clone Wars because he's already.
He can do it all. No,
Yeah,
he
I
can
was gonna
do it
say
all.
he's basically Star
Well,
Wars
well,
god. He knows what he's doing,
with
and
enough
let's be real, he's dreamt of that for years and years and years. He already knows what he wants for that last season of Clone Wars.
with enough cowboy hats and enough teaser shirts, he can do it.
This is true. But anyways, so we basically talked about the teaser trailer because there's almost nothing to talk about with the teaser trailer.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about what do we think will be in Resistance and what do we want. First off, I want to ask the question: what characters do we think will show up? We know Leia Organa is going to show up too, but my other question is Kylo Ren and Snoke. Do you think they will show up?
No.
If
I think they'll get
Kylo
name
does
dropped.
not show up, I will be disappointed.
I don't think he's going to show up. I think they'll be name dropped.
He
I
might.
see.
Okay,
I see
feel like
Snoke making an appearance more than I see Kylo.
I am certain Snoke will at least be. I feel like Kylo will at least not necessarily like interact with the characters, but will at least be shown or in a hologram or something. Maybe not first season, but by second season at least. Like we didn't get Vader first season of Rebels, but we got him second season and such. So like I have a feeling Kylo Ren will be like the Vader, and also for those who are like, but yeah, but it's a lot harder to get like Adam Driver to voice the character. This is at the point in time where the character just sounds like this, and literally anyone could just hold their hand over their mouth and just talk
I
like
can
this.
do that. You're right. I can do that, Eric. I'm going to start tweeting them out.
I will finish what
Like-
you started.
You sound like Snape, John.
It's not that hard. So I think it's very reasonable and possible Kylo Ren will show up. Okay, but that's what we think. So like you're thinking no, I'm thinking later. I don't know. Snoke, I'm pretty sure will. Resistance character. Do you think? Oh, here's an interesting one. Do you think we'll get Finn as a stormtrooper?
No.
I bet we'll get a name. Like I feel like they will say his number at a certain point. FN
Just reading
21
numbers off.
is it FN 2187?
Yeah, it's FN 2187. I don't think we'll see
Wow,
him at
okay,
all
so-
because the thing on Jakku was supposed to be his first mission.
No, but I'm thinking like at an Imperial base, like training or something. Like I don't mean like in a main story arc. I'm thinking like a cameo. But I don't know. It's very possible he could not show up. I feel like at some point there will be some training squad or something, and FN 2187 will be mentioned. But I don't know. Is there
I
any other
vote
character?
nay.
Rose. Do we think Rose will show up in Resistance?
I sure hope not.
I hope not.
I don't hate her that much. I don't
Oh.
love her, but like I'm just
I
kind of
don't
neutral.
hate
about
her. I just don't want to look at her. I don't want to see her, and I don't want to think about
You
her.
know what? In all honesty, if we're gonna get more of her, I would like her to show up in Resistance because you know who can turn a bad character good?
Dave Filoni.
Yep.
Hashtag Dave Filoni.
So like, and I don't think she's a bad character. I think she's just kind of
Hashtag Clone Wars saved.
different. So I don't know. But either way,
Ahsoka lives, question mark?
yeah.
That's how we
but
should have brought Clone Wars back. He just has a shirt for that. Just
Speaking-
Clone Wars, question mark?
Speaking of such, do we think Ahsoka, Sabine, Rebels characters? Do we think Rebels characters, specifically like Ahsoka, Ezra, Thrawn, and them, will show up in the show?
I don't
Isn't
think.
there a-
How long can Twi'leks? Not Twi'leks. Twi'leks. What's
Togruta.
Ahsoka's race?
She's Togruta.
Yeah.
How long can that race live for?
I do
assume-
not know.
Well,
But
she's only in like her 30s, right?
I was gonna
And,
say I don't know.
I don't know. She's died a couple times already, so it's just hard to determine at this point.
Once.
Well, a
And
couple more
don't
times
forget-
than most people.
Don't forget, we should take a
Wait,
couple.
no! She
years
dies
off
with the
of her life.
ones. She dies with the ones.
Oh, that is true. She's died twice.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
unless you count her death getting undone, like does that still count as a death if it didn't happen?
She could be immortal for all we know. I don't know. I don't got all the answers. I'm not Dave Filoni. I'm not God.
But I don't know. But either way, do we think any Rebels characters will come back? Any of them at all? In this show specifically?
No.
I
At
don't know.
the very most, a name drop, I would say.
Chopper.
I feel like it's pretty likely because like
I'd be cool if it was if like
Clone
Callus
Wars,
showed up.
Clone Wars characters showed up several seasons into Rebels. So like I have a feeling that maybe Rebels characters will show up several seasons into Resistance. Again, I don't
I'd,
know that,
I'd
but
I'd be cool if Callus showed up, like an old dude. That'd be cool. He's Rex.
yeah, yeah, I was gonna say Rex is. I
He's
hate
like
to
an
say
he's
it, but
yeah.
Rex has got to be dead at this point. So
No,
yeah.
no, it's not confirmed. We don't
Ooh.
know.
You know who could show up though that are Clone Wars characters.
Hondo.
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember who. I can't remember what
Boba
clone
Fett?
it was, but there was a clone that was captured by the Separatists, and that ship crashed, and it was frozen, and it was
Oh
on
no,
Earth
no, I think I know what you're
in this
talking about.
trilogy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they could show up.
Oh, who is that?
There's a clone
It's one of the
that's
501st.
still alive.
It's one of the
What?
501st. And the Crimson, one of the Force Awakens characters, like the background characters in the cantina, is called the Crimson. I want to say, is he called Crimson Dawn? No, it's Crimson something. Crimson Corsair, maybe. Yeah, the Crimson Corsair. And let's see, or is that it? I don't know. Maybe it's not. No, it's a bonus level. Who the heck is it? The Force Awakens character. It's like the red pirate dude, and he has a clone. Yeah, that would be really cool. I really hope that's the case. Which clone survived longest? Let's try that.
Hondo.
It's one of the 501st.
Yeah, I can't.
Echo.
I want to say fives,
It's
but
heavy.
no, I
It's
think that's
heavy.
wrong.
This whole
No.
time it's been heavy. 99?
This is bothering me. No, it's like
99.
No.
is it like a medic? I want to say he's a medic. Who's the 501st medic? Who's the
Is it me?
501st medic? Okay, either way. Is it
CT6116
Kix.
Kix.
Yeah, it's Kix. I'm pretty sure that's who survives. Let's see.
I'm looking on the Wikipedia page.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Okay, but it has nothing after. Okay, I don't know. On Wikipedia, it doesn't seem like it, but I don't know.
What was it that came up in? Because it came up in something.
It's like the story of a character that is called the Crimson something, the Force Awakens Red Pirate.
Oh, wait.
It's like,
The last clone trooper reawakening from the stasis.
Wow, look at him playing that Spider-Man.
oh, it's a
game.
Kalish mask.
That's cool.
His name's
Who?
Sidon
Who?
Athano.
Who?
Is the
Who?
name of the pirate, the red guy who has the clone.
Luke,
And
what are you talking about?
the mask is Kalish, which is General Grievous' species. I don't care what Luke's talking about.
Aaron's playing the Spider-Man game right now. I'm telling you.
I want to punch you in the face, Luke.
I feel
He
like I'm
is!
messing with you. Luke,
exactly
shut up!
50
Luke, seriously,
years
just
after
shut
the end of the Clone Wars, the Delphidian pirate Sidon Ithano
Yeah.
and his crew of the Messin Martinet resided in
It's
a
Kix,
cantina
yeah.
on the desert world of Tamoma, the very planet from the crash landed on many years prior. There, the crew of the pirates managed to decode an old transmission dating back to Clone Wars from the Separatist battle droid. Desperately attempting to send out distress signal in his message, he mentioned very important cargo belonging to Count Dooku himself. Instantly recognizing that signal must have come from a crashed Separatist ship on Panoma, the Sedan and the crew of the Marinette set off to claim the treasure for themselves. It was not only his crew that knew of Count Dooku's treasure, however, as various other pirate groups, gangs, and raiders operating on the planet decided to code the transmission. With none of them actually knowing that the so-called treasure was in fact the clone trooper Kix, still frozen in stasis, very much alive all these years later. Yeah, so it was Kix.
And I'm pretty sure Kix just like joined them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened too.
And then he's just on Takodana later in the background of The Force Awakens. Which, fun fact, did you know that his mask is apparently Kalish? Which is General Grievous' species? Like, I don't think he is. It says he's a male Delphidian, which I don't know what Delphidian is. Oh, I think they look sort of like Weequay pirates, but they're different. Ooh, they're kind of creepy. But either way, they're humanoid, but they're not General Grievous species. But the mask he wears is a Kaleesh mask, so that he has a General Grievous like planet mask. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Kix should 100%, and this guy who is nicknamed the Crimson Corsair, the Blood Buccaneer, and the Red Raider. Sidon Ithano. He doesn't have enough names.
He should totally show up.
I 100% agree. I think that is.
If he doesn't, I will actually be mad.
Me too. I agree. Especially if Dave Filoni gets involved more with the later seasons, if he isn't already. That has to happen.
I love everyone showing up. He's Dave Filoni. Everyone's going to be showing up.
Other than that, anyone else we think will show up? I feel like that's basically it for who we think will show up. So now let's talk about what we want to happen.
Everybody dies.
I want Thrawn to show up. But see, the problem is, we know we're getting another Thrawn book set after Return of the Jedi, but they have to wait for the trilogy to finish. So they have to wait for Episode 9 to come out, and then Timothy Zahn will be releasing at least 1 or 2 more Thrawn books, but they take place afterwards. So they'll deal with some of the fallout with that. But it's very possible we could get some fallout on TV, so I would like to see some Rebels characters show up, specifically like Ahsoka, Sabine, Ezra, and Thrawn. I would love, love, love that.
I completely reject the idea that Ezra is still alive. I don't like it.
It's confirmed that Thrawn and Ezra are alive.
I understand that it is. I reject it.
Do you reject the idea that Thrawn's alive then?
Yes.
Never. He never dies. He's an idea.
Do you realize how awesome it was that I thought that Ezra died in that episode? Like, that would have been the best sacrifice for Ezra. I would have loved that, and I don't like the fact that it's cheapened by him still being alive.
Well, I don't think it is cheapened because they all thought he was dead. It wasn't like they all thought. It wasn't like everyone like, oh, he just survived. Like, no, everyone thought he was dead for 30 years. Well, I guess it's not 30 because the original trilogy didn't take place over the course of 30 years. It's 30 years between original trilogy and sequel trilogy. So, but that's
the original
at least,
trilogy is like 10 years, isn't it?
I don't know, but either way,
I have my own opinion.
For a long time, they thought Ezra was dead and didn't go help him. They even say at the end, it's like after
like a few seconds.
But at the end of Return of the Jedi, like afterwards, Sabine's like, and then I realized, wait, no, he's not dead. He told me to come get him. I'm just like, what made you wait until after the war to realize that's what he meant? Like, what?
There's a lot of water stuff and painting to do, bro.
But what changed? Like, you know what I mean? It's so weird. And also, she's a key Mandalorian.
She got like a signal from.
She's hormonal.
Key
she's
Mandalorian.
Finally fertile.
She's a very
fertile.
key Shut up. She's a very key Mandalorian character.
She hit menopause.
And yet she just doesn't. She doesn't go back to Mandalore and like do important stuff there. She stays on this backwater planet that no one cares about, Lothal, just to watch over her dead friend's city, when it turns out her dead friend isn't dead. She just forgot that she was supposed to go get him. Like,
I have my own opinion.
Terrible friend.
I have my own opinion on what Thrawn and Ezra do, but I feel like that's for another time. We can talk about this afterwards.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
Like the episode. What if it's like the episode where Callus and Zeb is trapped on that planet? Only instead of just a day or so, they're trapped on that planet
for like a decade.
For a decade or however.
Space whales everywhere.
I have a feeling that might be what happens. Also, it's been made pretty clear in canon that Thrawn isn't really a bad guy. In fact, he has pretty good intentions. He's just using the Empire.
I like to think of myself as Thrawn sometimes.
I thought that was just a Legends thing.
No, Legends, he was a bad guy. In canon, he's not.
Okay.
Yeah, in Legends, he was just straight up like a very, very smart, but very evil dude. In canon, it's like he's actually just trying to help the Chiss people.
My two things I have concern for Resistance. This is me getting back on topic, surprisingly.
Well, this is talking
Are
about what I want in Resistance, so
yeah.
it's still on topic.
Yeah, so my two biggest concerns and is going to be like the tone of it and like the structure of it.
In all
Because
fair,
tone,
well,
like
structure I don't know about, but
in that one
tone,
minute,
Rebels, like let's be real, Rebels seemed like a little kids show at first, and then it graduated onto more, not to the
Same with the
length that.
Clone Wars.
But Clone Wars had no, I don't know about that. Clone Wars had a lot of violence at the beginning.
there's people snapping.
Yeah,
people's
but it was
necks everywhere.
still a lot more for kids in the beginning than it was
No,
later in the
but
show.
like literally in terms of like of tone though, it still had like it was for kids, but it still had a lot of violence. So I still feel like the tone was still more right off the bat. Like, don't get me wrong, they're all meant for kids, but the tone has gotten lighter over the years. But in all fairness, Rebels seemed very light at first, and then it did get deep and stuff. So I think it has a chance. But what were you saying about structure?
Like where it's going to be going. Like I think they can be too. There's a very good chance they can be like haphazard with it, and like try and like throw everything at the wall at once and see what sticks, instead of just being like, okay, like here's the bad guy, here's the objective of this show, and like there's going to be other plots obviously, but like there's an end goal in mind.
Well, I feel like the first season is where you won't get any of that till the finale. Like, that's where they start laying the groundwork. Usually, first season, it's like all character development.
Yeah.
Then, towards the end of the first season, that's when you have an idea of, like, okay, this is where the show is, like, going in terms of a story. So that's what I'm expecting. I would really love it if, we got some new, like, actual. Like, we got Clone Wars characters that weren't in the prequels, but are main characters of that time era. And same thing with like Rebels, with like the original trilogy. It's like we have main characters that aren't in the movies from that time, but they are from that time era, and they are now main characters to us. So like, I hope we get that with the show, including bad guys too. Like, I hope there's some big like threat in terms of like First Order stuff like that. And also, I do think that it could be interesting with them doing spy stuff, because that is what they're saying they're doing. Is he's like on a spy mission, so that could be very interesting. In terms of, and then going back to things I want, the one other thing I definitely want, I want a Knights of Ren cameo. I don't care if we have to wait several seasons. I want a Knights of Ren cameo.
I know it's never going to be answered. I just want to know what Ren means. It's never going to be answered. I accept that.
I mean, I think it's just like a title. I mean, what's Jedi mean?
But I feel like there's a lot to Jedi. They actually do explain that, I'm pretty sure, in Legends.
But where's the name of Jedi come from?
I think they actually explain like what it means and like what it was their culture.
They did in Legends. I don't know if they did in
Yeah.
canon, but like even in Legends, it's still just like it's just a name.
You get what I'm saying? I'd like something at least, because like Knights of Ren sounds really awesome, but if you give it like a reason, it just sounds even better.
Sabine Wren. Knights of Sabine Wren. I knew it.
I
Anyway.
brought that up like a year ago.
I know.
You're not
I'm
thinking
kidding.
that.
It's
You
two different.
you
it's
did
two
bring
diff-
it up.
It's two different spellings. It was a joke, but yeah. Is there anything else that like you guys really want to be in Resistance?
I want them to resist.
I want a dark saber. I'll put it. I want a dark saber at some point. I don't care who uses it.
I know it's gonna sound kind of weird, but I feel like I want a main character to die. I feel like that really like if season one ends with like somebody dying.
And not just like
Season one's too
off
early for
screen.
that. To
I
really
want to
happen,
see the death happen.
Season one's too early though. I think it'll happen. I mean,
No.
it even happened with
No,
Kanan.
first episode, the first 2 seconds of the show, I want someone to brutally be murdered.
You need to watch Transformers Prime. Just
Oh
kidding, you already did.
wait. What if instead of having Rose in Resistance, they had her sister be a main character in Resistance?
But like, why would you want the character? I don't know. Like, I would rather. I mean, I would still be okay with both of them being in it. But like, if I want one of them fleshed out, it's the one that still matters to the trilogy that I want fleshed out.
I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool, though.
And don't get me wrong, it'd be cool if they fleshed her out, but it would do more good for the movies and such if they fleshed her out in this show. Because, as said, she still matters. Her sister, a pile of dust in space, not so much. Just saying. One could make you like a character that you wouldn't have liked in the new episode.
That's going to take a lot.
It's Dave Filoni. He literally made Jar Jar Binks not terrible in the Clone Wars compared to the movies.
Now let's be honest here. He was still pretty terrible.
No, he was bad. He wasn't terrible. He was bad. But he made other characters like Padme and
still
Anakin
hated
that were
every
just
second of
weird.
them.
He made characters that weren't so great pretty great in the show. So
Make Star Wars great again.
Shut
I
up.
will agree with you.
So like I feel like it's very possible he could make Rose a very decent character as opposed to kind of like shoehorned in, which I don't think
my
she's
problem with
bad.
that-
It's just
My problem with that is you can have all this incredible build up in the show, but it's all before episode 8, so it doesn't matter.
that's not true. That's like saying No, you realize that argument's completely invalid because you know what Clone Wars was? All this build up to episode 3, and then it doesn't matter. You know what I'm?
No, I'm saying in this specific instance with this character.
But it's literally the same thing. Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. I like Revenge of the Sith. I like Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. Anakin is pretty bad at several points in Revenge of the Sith. It's like that doesn't change that, but like if you like the
What are
character,
you talking
a lot
about?
more, it's still
He
bad.
was like the best.
He just
Best
wants to bring
character.
peace to the galaxy, Eric.
Yeah, he's
I
just
I mean, he's not the worst character in that movie, but
If Obi-Wan didn't betray him, there would have been peace.
yeah, but I don't know. Is there much else? I feel like until we get like the show actually starting, which I think it starts in less than 2 weeks. I think it's
So I've been told.
a week.
Is it really that close?
I think it's like a week.
Yeah,
we
they-
haven't
I
got
wanna say-
anything from
Yeah,
it.
I'm surprised
I
how
wanna
little
say
they're promoting it.
September 15th. I don't know.
I'm gonna think of this as like
wow.
the Captain Marvel of Star Wars stuff.
Well, that's not. No, what are you talking about? Captain Marvel gets promoted like crazy now that it's like
Yeah,
it's
nah.
starting to. But well, I mean, there's still months until that movie comes out.
I want Dave Filoni to treat all Resistance like,
This is
hey, I want to
Spider-Man
break the internet.
PS4
No,
of
Resistance-
Star Wars.
What are you talking about? Everyone's been excited for Star Wars PS4. But
Yeah, but
no.
they haven't put out anything for it. Pretty much, not for
What?
like the past 2 years. They barely put anything out. There was like 2 things in
I've
the
been
past 2 years,
spammed.
and then the
I've
past
been
couple
spammed
months.
by trailers for the last several months. That's how advertising works.
For the last several months, yes, but for the past 2 years, there's been like nothing.
That's how it works, John. That's how it works for movies too.
Not really.
Yes, it is really. They announce a
See?
movie's happening, and then nothing happens for a year and a half, and then
Like
like
Venom.
several months
Really?
before the movie starts, they start.
No. They didn't announce. This is a pointless argument.
All right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I enjoyed myself. I got this big mug here full of flavored water. That was pretty cool. I've just been swinging it around
What
shirtless
Wait,
the whole
what
time.
flavor is it?
It was.
no one wanted to know that you're shirtless.
It was. Listen, we could talk
What
about your
flavor
dating
is
life
it?
and how
What
tall you
flavor?
are.
We didn't talk about my dating life and how tall I am.
You-
I'm not as tall as a
you
Rancor.
did actually.
What
We
flavor?
did actually. talk
No,
about
no.
your
There's a
Let's,
difference. There's a difference
you are.
between relationship and dating life. That's
Okay.
two different things.
It was
Anyways.
it was Cherry Fago hashtag
Wait,
not sponsored.
saying you
Oh,
have a
you're right
separate
though.
relation-
Luke
than
did
in
talk about my
dating life?
dating life a little bit. But anyways, I think that's about it for this episode. Tune
1
in
hour,
next
38
week for other
minutes, 35
randomness. So, yeah, that's about it. John's gonna go play Spider-Man now. So, bye.
Another hour, 3 minutes.
Hour. Oh, that's so rough, John. Go cry.
I will.